I just ran across the state of South Dakota to raise $300,000, and I want to tell you what I learned. Hey friends, John Meyer here. We just completed the 437 project last week, and it was an incredible experience, dare I say, life-changing experience. I wanted to come make a video to tell you what I've learned from doing this adventure and how I think that can apply to your professional life, to your personal life, and just all things life that you can use these lessons from tackling this big adventure. Plus, I want to show you some of the amazing shots, the amazing moments, the amazing people involved in this project. We got some great content along the way, and I don't want you to miss it. So these are 3 things I learned from running across the state of South Dakota. Number 1, hard things make strong people. I believe that all growth is on the edge of your comfort zone, right? We don't really grow that much. Yeah, sure, you learn things over life, you make some mistakes, but when you're in your comfort zone, you just don't grow. You need to get to the edge. Sure, don't be foolish or reckless. Don't do something dangerous. But the 437 project is just on the edge of a little bit dangerous, but certainly on the edge of your comfort zone, right? We're running day and night, 437 miles, 12 people across South Dakota. We saw snakes. Yeah, we saw some wild dogs. We had some trucks drive by and shout a few things at us. But we had a group of people to keep us safe. And in all things in life, whether it be learning a new language, traveling abroad, deciding you're going to learn how to code, switching careers, becoming a parent, becoming a grandparent, whatever it might be, moving to another city, that's discomfort. That's the edge, and that is where you grow. So hard things make strong people. If you want to be a strong person, do hard things. This is a type of thing when you get invited to run the 437 project. If immediately you're like, hell yeah, I'm in, let's do it, no questions asked, you're probably a little crazy. More likely you're going to be like, yeah, that sounds awesome. So how does it work? How many miles do I run? How many people are there? When do we do it? Like, you're going to have questions, and you're going to get that sort of pit in your stomach feeling when you sign up to do something like this. Keep going when you feel that. That is the indicator that you're right on the edge. And so find that pit in your stomach feeling, giving a public speech, creating a new company, starting a new job, whatever it might be. Seek that feeling, because hard things make strong people. Number 2, bold is contagious. Right? I've said this before in my content. The last place you want to be is in the middle, especially some of us in the Midwest. We're pretty Midwest, vanilla, plain. We're kind of wired to be in the middle, but bold is contagious. Why do I say that? We raised over $300,000 for an incredible cause of mental health and suicide prevention. We had people along from big towns to rural communities, from ranchers to bankers, cheering us on, clapping us. There's something about bold things, big ideas that are contagious. People say, what? You're doing what? You're running across where? Wait, all of you? Do you do the whole thing? How long? Like, you can do it in 4 days? I mean, people just, it piques curiosity, and curiosity is where you then have the opportunity to actually teach them about why we're doing this, right? Why the cause is so important, show them the data, hear the personal stories of people who have lost loved ones to suicide. All those things happen once you pique attention. And in today's world, it is so incredibly hard to get attention. There's messages and marketing and ads and beeps and buzzes coming at us all day long. There's so many great causes to support. Their life is busier and faster than ever. We're just trying to take care of our own family, our own kids, our own life. It's really hard to get people to care about other things. And I believe the way to do it is bold. We're going to run across South Dakota. We're going to do something so crazy you can't ignore it, right? So I think, especially on the internet, but in all aspects of life, you need to be unique. You need to be bold if you want to get people to pay attention. Bold is contagious. Number 3, community conquers all. I want to give you a breakdown of all the people it took to make this event possible, and I'm likely forgetting somebody too. 12 runners. That's the easy part. We each run 35, 40 miles day and night, but that's the easy part. 16 volunteers. We have employees from the Helpline Center. We ran 437 miles. We raised $315,000 and counting. Some more is coming in. We had 4 community stops. At those community stops, we had community leaders, we had citizens, we had fans, we had cheerleaders, we had loved ones, we had people who lost folks and loved ones to suicide, people struggling with mental health. And then a countless amount of people, in the hundreds of people, maybe up to 1,000 people who gave money, whether it be $10, $100, $1,000. And then I can't count how many people just cheered us on along the way. two stories that I want to share to make sure I remember for my own sake. In Enning, South Dakota, in West River, South Dakota, rural ranching community. We joke in South Dakota that to be a town, you have to have a bar and you have to have a post office. Well, at Nelly's Saloon in Enning, South Dakota, they have both in the same place. The bar and the post office right next to each other. We stopped there for a little respite before the next group of runners took over, the next RV. Walked in. We look ridiculous. We're all in matching clothes with this logo and branding. And they're like, what the heck's this? We tell them about it. And these ranchers, these men and women, started whipping out $100 bills, giving us money, supporting the cause. One gentleman came up, shook my hand. He gave me two things. He gave me a crisp $100 bill. And he handed me he handed me his military card. He was a veteran and had lost friends, colleagues, troop members to suicide. Certainly a problem in our military. And it was just an impactful moment. He probably had no idea what we were or who we were 2 hours earlier. Discovered this event, had an emotional, personal cause, gave us a $100 bill. Those people make this event possible. We keep running on further. The next day, Friday afternoon, we're in Pierce, South Dakota, the capital of South Dakota. A woman comes up to me, don't know her, gives me this massive hug. She's got tears in her eyes and she just says, thank you. And I listen, I don't say anything. I just listen. She hands me a picture. It's a laminated picture of this beautiful young woman in a wedding dress. She said, this is my daughter. She got married last September. She died by suicide in April of this year, 8 months later. And she was crying. I started crying. The grandma, her mom was there. She said thank you and gave me a hug. And in that moment, what I was able to do was tell them about the Helpline Center. Tell them that because of the 437 Project, we created a website dedicated to people who lose loved ones to suicide. An amazing resource that people all over the country reference with videos and checklists and PDFs and all these things. And that is how, when you do a bold thing that's contagious, and then you can insert your idea, this woman now has a resource that she can go to as she naturally and justifiably is lost and confused and super sad. And so along this journey, we touch so many lives. And I use the analogy, we build this groundswell, this wave that keeps building as we grow across the state. And of course, arrive in Sioux Falls on Sunday to an incredible crowd. And so community conquers all, because I can tell you, my second run was one of the hardest things I've done. It was hilly. It was 91 degrees. I was sweating. I wanted to quit multiple times or give some of the other amazing runners a couple of my miles. They kept cheering me on. They kept saying, you got this. We got a cold rag for you. Here's some water. Keep going. And by the fourth day, Sunday morning, my final miles 31 to 39, was the fastest miles I've run in a long time. It was almost a spiritual experience. I was listening to some music. I was connected to nature, to my faith, and I was just flying. I wasn't looking at my watch. I didn't care about my heart rate. I didn't care about my pace. I just ran. And I get goosebumps thinking about it now today. It was so incredible. And that's the community. Whatever community means to you, it conquers everything. And this race is such a perfect analogy to the topic of mental health, because guess what? In life, you need a community. You need your loved ones, your family, whether it be your kids, your friends, your uncles, your aunts, your coaches, your teachers, your neighbors, your employees, your coworkers. You need the person who owns your coffee shop, the coffee shop you go to, your favorite diner or restaurant. Like, the community is what we need in life today more than ever before. But when you come together, it can conquer anything. One of our people confessed that he trained 5 miles this summer, 5 miles total. And it was a slog out there for him, but guess what? He did it. He finished. He was out there. At one point, we had to pick him up, but we got him. Other people, this is more miles than they've ever considered run. They don't even identify as runners. When you have a support group and a community, you can conquer things you never ever thought possible. So wherever that applies to your life, just getting through day-to-day life, your mental health, starting a business, running for office, accomplishing any big, hairy, audacious goal, know that you will not succeed unless you have those around you, but you will succeed because you have those behind you and supporting you and lifting you up. So community conquers all. Those are the 3 things that I learned from doing the 437 project. This was my second year. And so although last year I went into it with the physical challenge and learned how important the cause was by the end of the race, this year I feel like a changed person because of some of these lessons. I'm honored and blessed to get through this experience. Likely the last time I'll ever get to do it. But in the spirit of community, I will be supporting and cheering on this cause forever.